The conversations and speculations about Diablo 4 are somehow continuing up to this moment. And the takes are absolutely wild. And the best part, it's getting wilder somehow. It's insanity. So let's check it.
Content creators really rate Diablo 4.
This is gonna
Let's
be
watch
good.
this.
What would you rate Diablo 4 on a scale 1 to 10? And if you could use one word to describe it, what would it be?
Ooh.
This is a very straightforward, no bullshit question that I asked every content creator that I could reach out to figure out where this game lines up in their minds. I did my absolute best to provide insight from all kinds of creators this time, whether they're in the MMO space, the ARPG space, or even variety. I try to get some big names involved, but I also wanted to shed some light on some of these smaller creators as well.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious to see what other people are going to rate it.
If you enjoy this video,
I am also very curious because the big names that have talked about Diablo 4, like Zizari and Quinn and Asmongold, some of those takes are absolutely just out of this world delusional. They don't want a good game. They want something that fits in between PoE and things like Last Epoch. They don't care about a good game. They want something that fits in between these two games just so they have more content to make, which is, you know, extremely wild opinion to have.
be sure to subscribe to the channel. I have a lot of Diablo 4 content that I'm planning on posting, and you definitely don't want to miss out on some of the stuff that I have prepared for you guys. Okay. One last plug, but I'm giving away free copies of Diablo 4 throughout the entire Server Slam weekend, as well as the early access launch. I gave away like 30 free copies during the previous beta weekends. It was a lot. But yeah, follow me on Twitch, coming out with me there to have a chance to win your free copy. So like I said before, what would you rate this game on a scale 1 to 10 and one word to describe it? Some of our creators went above and beyond and provided some additional context.
I would rate, on a 10 scale, I would rate Diablo 4. I'd give it like a solid 8. A solid 8. Plus or minus a point or two, depending on...
I think that, like, honestly, for the beta, it was a little bit above 8. I was happy.
The game looked good.
What you're looking for out of the game. You know, if you're looking for, like, a Path of Exile replacement, if you're looking for a D2 replacement for the next 20 years, maybe it's a 6 or 7. If you're looking for a fun ARPG to mess around with that could potentially grow over time, maybe...
One of my favorite things that I heard Path of Exile players say about Diablo 4 was, but there are not enough systems and complexity in the craft. Path of Exile has been out for how many years at this point? How many seasons? How many things have been added from the base game to up to now? And these people are complaining that Diablo 4 doesn't have all of those systems that that Path of Exile created over multiple years already baked into it. Absolutely insane.
Maybe it's a 9. I don't know if it's a 10. I don't think it's innovative enough to be a 10, but that's also something we'll just wait and see what comes out of the seasons. But my core score for D4, 8 out of 10.
Good.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good there. It's pretty good. That's a good point. That's a good score, but... Cannon, why are you making me do this?
If I had to rate my experience with the D4 beta on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say a 9. The beta itself, an 8, but my experience, a 9. And to describe that experience in one word, surreal. I've just been waiting for this game for so long.
Hey guys, it's me, Bubba Jenny, and if I were to give Diablo 4 a rating from 1 to 10, I think I'd give Diablo 4 a 7. I really, really love the game, the storyline.
Still good?
I feel like a 7 being the lowest one so far. I think that's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, definitely.
Really, really love the cinematics. I think it was one of the best I've ever seen in my life. But I wish there was a little bit more multiplayer. If I were to give one word to describe Diablo 4, I would say legacy. And I guess that goes for the whole entire franchise, but I think everyone is super excited, and as am I. I can't wait to play the launch.
Yep.
Diablo 4 is going to be groundbreaking. 9 out of 10.
Is he starting with the good ones?
In the second year.
I think that probably is true fundamentally, that the game will get better over time. I'm hoping that's going to happen. That's Cute Dog. He does a lot of...
This is what people actually hoped about Diablo 3, that it's going to get better over time, but... It did not. It did not.
PoE.
8 out of 10. Cool.
My rating of Diablo 4, 1 through 10.
Oh, this guy's been doing Diablo stuff
currently
forever.
would be a 6.
6.
And if I could sum up my thoughts in one word, I would say potential.
Hi.
Oh, dude, the potential thing. Some people are thinking way too far ahead in Diablo 4. I don't remember who was this. I think it was Zarian, I heard he said this. Or maybe it was some other guy, but it was someone big, okay? And they said, well, you know the special unlocks you get that can change your character, the ones that you unlock and then you can just use at any time? They reset every season, and I don't know if I'm gonna be happy farming them over again on my fourth playthrough of the fourth season. Wait, I wanted to pull my head out honestly at that moment in time. You got access only to 25 levels. You actually don't know the endgame. You don't know anything. And yet, you're already thinking how you're gonna be playing this game 4 seasons in on level 25, and now you're starting to get a little bit bored with just doing the dungeons one time for your special unlock. It's like, oh, some of these people.
I had to rate Diablo 4, I would give it a solid 8. And one word to describe it, fun.
Okay.
It's fun.
Hello, DatMods. I was asked to rate my Diablo 4 experience. I think currently I would put it around a 7.5, and then depending on how endgame and everything shapes up, that number could go up or down. And one word to describe how I feel about it is hopeful. Okay, bye.
That's not too bad. Hopeful. Okay. I feel like a lot of people are pretty positive.
Everyone's hopeful.
All right. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst game I've ever played, 10 being the absolute best game I've ever played, I'd probably give Diablo 4 a 7.
Oh!
And the one word I'd use to describe it is decent.
Hello, my name is Bojo.
Is anyone even gonna rate it poorly at this moment? We have seen a lot of very, 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 very good remarks here. Because think about it, a 7 out of 10 is still something you probably want to play.
Jen, on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give Diablo 4 Beta an 8 out of 10. One word I would use to describe my experience playing so far is beautiful. I think that the game and the cinematic
does
great,
look good.
I'm excited to see what endgame content looks like.
My experience with
I would say that's decent enough. All right.
Diablo 4 so far has been pretty enjoyable. I think it's about a 6 or 7 out of 10 right now.
Another
and
6.
I'm going to break the rules and use 2 words to describe how I'm feeling going into the launch, and that's cautious optimism.
I would give Diablo 4 an 8.5 out of 10, and if I had to describe it in one word, it would be compelling.
Hi, I'm...
Oh, compelling. I don't know. Was it really super compelling? I think the story was okay, but that's about it. It's not like it was like super good. It was just okay.
There's any fans since I'm new to the franchise and the genre.
One thing you should actually be very, very about in Diablo 4 is the fact that every single game tries to make their first stack, their first like hour or 2 or 3, the best they can to lure people in deep. That's what every game tries to do, and Blizzard knows that this is true, that they must do it. So there is this ominous possibility that what we got in Diablo 4 beta was the best part of Diablo, and everything else after that is not that great, or not that impressive, or doesn't go past it in quality, which also would be honestly disappointing.
I would describe it as exciting, and I would give Diablo 4 Beta an 8.5 out of 10.
What's up, world? So I've played hundreds of hours across multiple betas, and I'd rate Diablo 4 an 8 out of 10. Solid.
Okay, at first I would have given it a 4 out of 10, but those recent changes upped it to a 6 out of 10.
Ooh.
So my word would be saved, probably.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate Diablo 4 a solid 8. I think it has great aesthetics, great sound.
7 and 8 currently is the most
I also love that
popular.
it has very approachable, but still decent depth with building your character. So no need for a PhD, like you might do.
Yeah, okay, so she's comparing it to Path of Exile.
in Path of Exile.
And Path of Exile players are just so absolutely out of their mind. There is no depth in Path of Exile. The only limiter to people actually understanding the game and playing it on a high level is pretty much you and your willingness to read half a goddamn novel of Wikipedia articles to understand how crafting works and how things work. Because Path of Exile is not that hard. But the level of entry is you literally spending multiple hours reading a Wikipedia articles. There's no complexity past that. The moment you spend and read those Path of Exile articles, you are set. You're it. You're a competitive, you're a professional Path of Exile player, the highest tier available. Because that's it. It's just a bunch of Wikipedia articles.
I think it's awesome to have more variety of ARPGs, and I think Diablo 4 might be the perfect fit in there as the go-to for new players.
Yo, it's Jojo, and I would rate Diablo 4 a 6 out of 10. And my one word to describe the game is endgame question mark?
Echo Hack here. I'd give Diablo 4 a 9 out of 10. It's highly promising.
Hi, friends.
9 out of 10. Okay, that's pretty good. I would say so. There you go. Giga Chad 6. I don't know.
I would give Diablo 4 currently an 8.5 out of 10, with a potential of like a 9.75 out of 10 because the game's super fun.
Okay, yeah. I mean that's I feel like a lot of people are around 8.
And I would describe it in one word as fun.
Ranking Diablo 4 on a scale of 1 to 10 so far, I would give it an 8. And I would say it's solid.
Diablo 4 rating. I think it's silly to rate just based on level 25. At the moment, I would give it a 6, but I could easily see it going up to an 8 with the endgame and the...
Zizarian was one of those people with the most outlandishly wild takes that just don't fit reality. This guy is literally judging Diablo 4 on the idea, yeah, it cannot be the same as Path of Exile because I'm playing Path of Exile, but if I get bored of Path of Exile or Path of Exile becomes bad at some point, I need something different than Path of Exile, and Diablo 4 should be that. All of his critique of the game pretty much is that Diablo 4 should not be an independent game, but it should be somewhere between Last Epoch and Path of Exile. That's all his criticism. It's actually insane.
The full game and the end game. And
yeah, I think, like, honestly, I would rate it much higher than a 6. I thought the gameplay was very good.
Well, season updates.
I felt
hopefully
like
it gets up to an 8
really
though,
well designed.
with endgame.
It felt great
it doesn't
to
go
play
down.
Through. The cinematics were amazing. So the groundwork, the base game felt good, but I want to find out more about the end game itemization, the seasons, or like the bread and butter of every ARPG. And so far I can only give it a 6.5 out of 10 with room to improvement. If I had to describe my experiences in Diablo 4 with one word, I would say it left me curious, right? I definitely wanted to play more instantly. I just wanted to read up more, and I can't wait to play the end product.
For my grade so far for Diablo 4 on a 1 to 10 scale, I would give it a 7. And the one word I would use to describe that grade would be potential. I say that because the canvas is there for a really solid game.
Yeah, I think that's one of the main things that a lot of people worry about is like what's going to happen after the game's out. How are they going to manage this game?
I mean, even Diablo Immortal is getting updates. And those updates are sometimes considered actually even good, as strange as that may sound. So, Diablo 4 is gonna get some updates at the bare minimum. But I don't think Blizzard is gonna, do anything. They're gonna try to keep Diablo 4 afloat. Because they probably have already, battle passes planned for all of that stuff. They are gonna try and milk it. And they need the game to be good. Or at least updated at the bare minimum to be milked.
The aesthetic the feel, the combat is polished. I think it's all there for the taking, and the fan base is rabid and excited to dive in and support the game. But it's all going to come down to how they manage the end game, how well they can operate the seasons, how consistently they can add new patches and new things to the game and new mechanics and new builds and keep things relevant and keep players engaged. So it's all going to come down to that type of stuff, but it's there for the taking, and it's got potential to be a really solid game. Based off of the things that I've seen right now so far in the 2 different beta iterations, I would go with a 7 out of 10.
Hi.
Not bad.
I'm Ellie. My Diablo 4 experience.
VTubers.
I'd say I'd give the game a solid A. Not having played the end game yet, I'm super excited to play that, and what I've already got to witness.
A cat girl VTuber.
If I had one word to describe Diablo 4, I'd say dark. Dark.
I guess that's
Taking
good.
on Lucky here. I used a complex 10-point scale for my rating of Diablo 4 based on the beta, and the average of that came out to around an 8.42069.
8.4. Okay, that's good. Yep, it's about right.
If I had to use one word to describe Diablo 4, I would use the word ambitious.
Hello, my name is Poopin'.
Is it really that ambitious? I think it's just...
There's a lot of opinions that go clash against each other, and still they all put it high.
Pretty much just it's a solid ARPG.
And if I had to rate Diablo 4 on a scale of 1 to 10 based on my played experience in the beta, I would give it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
And if I had to describe Diablo 4 in one word, it would be mummy.
Mummy.
Did you say money or mummy?
Mummy. It's a mommy
I don't know
issue,
which one.
You know? Good stuff.
Okay. There you go.
Hi, I'm Seattle Witch. If I had to give Diablo 4 a score of 1 to 10, I would give it a solid 7. And for my one word, that would be mommy. Sorry. Promising.
Again.
Okay. Promising.
Hello. I'm
that
Zero.
one we know it wasn't money.
What would I rate Diablo 4 on a scale of 1 to 10? I would give it an 8 with the potential to be a 10.
Yeah, with the potential. We'll see what's going to happen with that.
When there's no one rating it poorly, it kind of takes a little bit away from the fun, I would say. Because no one's actually criticizing things that could be criticized. For example, one of the things that could and should definitely be criticized, that is a solid, like, a 1 out of 10 in Diablo 4, is the fact that there are multiple skills in that game that are literally dead on arrival because they just don't have anything going for them. They don't have the AoE, they are too circumstantial, and there's just flat out better choices for them already existing. So that is something that you should keep in mind.
Excited? And that's it. Thanks, Cannon.
Just from the beta alone, I'd probably have to rate our experience an 8 out of 10, with one word to describe it really being impactful. The abilities had a nice weight and feel to them, which in turn made it fun to engage with the game's gameplay.
So, I would describe Diablo as gripping because, bro, in those cutscenes, I was hooked on every single word. And
I think the cutscenes for the game was good. Yeah, I would say so.
Honestly, I think I would give Diablo 4 an 8.5.
I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, where's Asmon? What's his number? I see him in the thumbnail. I want to know what his number is. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to actually get him. And instead of hearing Asmon's number, why don't we shed some light on another smaller creator, an up-and-coming creator that is not yet affiliated on Twitch. And we'll round this video out by showcasing his thoughts on the game.
So if I had to rank...
Easy. Yeah, this is not exactly.
Yeah, because I thought I sent him the video. I was like, man, did I do it too late? Like, what happened?
Diablo 4 on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
I feel like I would rank...
Bruh, there's echo.
...it a solid 8.5. And if I had one word to describe
8.5
it,
also
word
good.
would be good.
There you have it, guys. Big shout outs to all the content creators involved. It was super fun being able to connect with all of these guys and girls. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedules to allow this video to happen. Everyone's links.
8.5 is good. You know, I don't really think anyone will probably rate Diablo below a 6 on a real scale. But again, it's just the early game. That's all of the experience that was shown, and that's something to think about.
Links can be found in the description below. Please go check them out. Show them some love. Oh, and if you're wondering what my number and word is, my rating would be a solid 9, and the word that I would use would be subscribe. See,
like honestly, there's no way in the world that Diablo 4 is a 9, or even close to 10, because a 9 or a 10 should be something that has a lot of possibilities and the game is really, really balanced. But Diablo 4 is not even near close to balancing. Like, for example, you know, some classes are just blatantly better than other classes, and some builds are just blatantly way overpowered. For example, the Sorcerer's Hydra build. Like, what honestly comes even near to that? Or Chain Lightning. Nothing comes really close near to that when it comes to Sorcerers. So, the skills are extremely imbalanced. So, that alone, I think, should not allow it to be a 9.
Okay. Okay. I think that's pretty fair. Yeah, I mean, I'm very excited for the I was about to say expansion, but for Diablo 4, I just really hope it's going to be good, honestly. It's coming out. What's so crazy is it's coming out in less than a month, man.
Well, Diablo 4 is gonna be a fun experience. Even if it gets super boring super fast in the late game, which I honestly doubt, it's gonna be a hell of a good experience.